Okay, greetings one and all, and welcome to day number 2, week 10 of our journey together. Yes, day number 2, week 10 of our journey together, and it's definitely a delight to have each and every one of you here. So let's begin. We are finally done with determining the perimeter. Finally done with that. So we did the perimeter of all shapes that you're supposed to know. We did the perimeter of basically, we looked at how we could determine the regular, irregular polygons. We looked at how we could determine the perimeter of even a circle, semicircle, different compound, irregular polygons when you put them together. Basically, and with the understanding that the the perimeter is basically the distance around an object. All right, and so that's basically it for perimeter. I think we've done a really good job at laying that out. The next thing we're going to be doing, still a part of the mensuration theme.
Mr. Petit, you breaking up.
Breaking up. Hello. Can you hear me now? Still a part of the mensuration theme. We're going to be looking at the area, so determining the area. Using grids. All right. That's basically going to be the first part. So basically, we're going to outline like what is area, what do we mean by the area of an object, and then we're going to find out how to determine the area of an object using grids. Right? So let's begin. So what is area, and how is area different from perimeter? Anyone know? What is area, and how is area different than perimeter?
Area is like when you multiply.
Go ahead, Dion. Dion, go ahead.
Is when you multiply like length times width, and it's only like only the bottom piece and the side piece. You don't add all the sides.
Okay, that's a good answer. Anyone else? What is the difference between perimeter and area? Anyone? So when we talk about the perimeter, right? So the perimeter is the distance around the shape. Is that true, right? So the distance around the shape is the perimeter, right? However, the area of a shape is the space inside the shape. Okay, so that's the big difference right there. So the perimeter is the distance around the shape, all right? The distance around the shape is called the perimeter, but the space inside the shape is called the area.
Okay? Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Huh?
So I'm the answer on B square in this, or are you wrong?
Yes, the answer of the B squared, the unit squared, right? So area, you're looking at the distance inside. Sorry, you're looking at the space inside. So let me show you what I mean. So let's say, for example, we have this shape, and instead of we have let me put this in. So let's say we have this shape. Let's say that we have this shape, right? And shape fill is nothing, and let's say that the outline is this one, right? So for this one, so we have that. Let's go with example. write P for perimeter and write A for area. Right? So remember, the perimeter deals with the distance what around the shape, and the area deals with the space inside the shape. All right. So let's let an example right there. So let's say we have this example. So we have this four-sided figure here. And let's say we have another figure whereby we have, let's say we have a triangle, right? And let's say that we have so the space inside of it is this. Let's say that this is that. So let's say that we have that, and then let's see another shape. Let's see. So we have this shape. Please draw these shapes as well. And I want one more shape. Let's say we have something interesting. Let's say we have we have this shape, right? Let's look at another shape. Let's say we have something like we have something like this, right? All right, so draw these shapes for me. And let's say that the shape fill is empty. And let's say that we weight it such that we have empty, nothing inside of it. Black, okay, so we could. So let's say that we have, let's say that I want to know the space that's inside of this, right? I want to know the space that's inside of this, right? And what I said, write A for area and write P for perimeter. So I want to know the space that's inside of this rectangle. Okay? I want to know the space that is occupied. Okay? So now, if I'm trying to figure out the space that's inside of this, right? For this one, put inside the chat. Do you think I should put for the red portion, right? Which shows the space inside of this rectangle. Do you think that's referring to the perimeter or the area? Put inside the chat, please, either A or P. Put inside the chat, please, either A or P. Do you think that the red portion is referring to the area or to the perimeter? Put your answer inside the chat, please. Notice that this red portion is referring to the space inside of the shape. My question is, do you think that's referring to the perimeter or that's referring to the area? Again, put your answer inside the chat, please. Is it area or is it perimeter? Again, put your answer inside the chat. Is it A or is it B? All right, put your answer inside the chat for me, please. All right. Kaden George,
Yes, sir.
you say it's P?
I missed to say P before you told me you just meaning the inside. So I changed my answer because I thought you was meaning the full box itself.
Okay, so you change your answer to A?
Yes, sir.
Because everybody said A.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
All right. So we're referring to the space inside of this, the space inside of this rectangle, right? The space that is the space that's inside of this rectangle, the space that we have inside of this two-dimensional shape. So the question is this referring to, is the red portion referring to the area or perimeter? If so, why? For those who said area or A, why you have A?
Because it's in the inside. Yeah, I know.
Okay. Anyone else?
Because the areas inside and outside is the perimeter.
Very good. Excellent answer. So A is this one because the area refers to the inside of the shape. All right, what's inside. Perimeter is what? The distance around an object. Okay. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's do number 2, this triangle. And I'm going to draw the red part and you tell me if that's referring to the area or the perimeter. Right? So I will draw the red part. And you tell me if it's referring to the area or the perimeter of the shape. So again, I'm drawing the red part. Right inside the chat, either A or P. Put A or P inside the chat. Is the red portion referring to the area or the perimeter of the shape? Okay. Again, put your answer inside the chat for me, please. Is the red portion referring to the area or the perimeter of the shape? Again, put your answer inside the chat for me. Is the red portion referring to the area or the perimeter of the shape? And put your answer inside the chat for me. So again, my question is, remember, if you look carefully, the triangle, I'm looking at the triangle and I have the red portion that is outlined. Is that referring to the perimeter of this triangle or is that referring to the area of the triangle? All right. I'm seeing most persons is saying P. Why y'all saying P? Why P?
Because it's around the shape.
It's a distance around the shape.
It's a distance around the shape.
Very good. It's the distance around the shape. And so for the distance around the shape is going to be what? What do you call it?
Perimeter.
Perimeter. Perimeter. Very good. Perimeter. That's P, capital P. All right. So the perimeter is the distance around, whereas the area is the distance or the space rather that is inside this two-dimensional shape. All right. How many persons said P for the second one? How many said P for the second?
I did.
I did.
Okay, very good.
I did.
I did.
All right, now let's look at this shape. What if I have this thing right here? Write P or A for me inside the chat. What if I have this portion outlined right there? The portion that's inside. What is that referring to? Is that referring to the perimeter of this shape or is that referring to the area of the shape? Put P for perimeter inside the chat and put A for area. What do you think it's going to be? Is it P for area? Is it P for perimeter for this one? Or is it A for area? Put your answer inside the chat for me, please. The red portion that is outlined inside the shape, is that referring to the perimeter or is that referring to the perimeter of the shape? Again, put your answer inside the chat for me. Again, if you think it's area that's being represented there, put A. If you think it's perimeter being represented there, put perimeter. All right. All right, what y'all put for this one? Did y'all put A or did y'all put B?
A. A.
A? Okay, why you put A?
Is it inside the shape? Inside
Very good.
the area.
Very good. So the area, let me check the responses. Most persons put A, and that's correct. All right, A. Very good. The reason why it's A, can someone explain why it's A for this one? Why is it A?
It's in the shape.
Very good. We're referring to the space inside the shape. That's the area, right? The space inside the shape. All right, and last but not least, we're gonna do this one. By the way, what do we call this shape right now? What do we call that? What is this called?
A
Hello, what?
trapezoid.
Trapezoid, very good, or trapezium. All right, good. So for this one, you're gonna put A or P. It's the last example. I'm gonna use red to outline what I'm gonna outline. If you think it's perimeter that's being outlined, put P. If you think it's the area that's being outlined, put A. For the trapezoid, right? What do you think I'm outlining right now? Is it the area of this trapezoid or trapezium, or do you think it's the perimeter of the trapezium? If you think it's A, put, if you think it's the area, put A. If you think it's the perimeter, put P. All right. Remember the definitions given. The perimeter is the distance around the shape, but the area is the space inside of the shape. So what do you think this one is that I'm outlining right here? Is it the area or is it the perimeter? Now inside of your book, if you have like a coloring pencil, you can outline it, or if you have like a pen, different color pen, you can outline it to basically be able to show the difference. All right, so what do you all think it is? Is this area or is this perimeter that's being outlined? Yeah.
P.
Think it's P?
It is P. We don't think we know.
Okay, why you know it's P?
Because it's around.
Very good, because it's the distance around the shape. Let me check what the rest of the answer said. P, 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 P. Most persons saying P. Kaden, you got P right this time. P. All right. All right, good. So the distance around the shape is called the perimeter, like we learned in our previous lessons. But the area we're going to be looking at today, the area is the distance, sorry, it's the space inside of the shape. Okay? The space inside of the shape. And so that's how we know the difference. Right? Can I move from the slide or you're still writing?
You can move it.
Okay. So
Pardon me, Miss. I wanted to say that I finally got my other phone working. So now I'll send you my pictures on the one called Malik Roll.
Okay, I understand.
Yes, Malik Roll.
Okay, so in geometry, the area is the space, is the amount of space a flat shape, like a polygon or circle takes up on a plane. All right. Or some definitions might say it's the region bounded by the shape of the object. Basically, the amount of space occupied by a two-dimensional figure. All right, so let's move on. Can we move on to the next slide, or you're done with the slide?
You can move it.
Okay. right? Okay, so let's continue. So let's continue with more notes. So in mathematics, the area of an object refers to the amount of, write this down for me, please. Refers to the amount of two-dimensional space it occupies. Within a flat surface or a plane. A more practical definition of area is the states that the area of a figure is the number of unit squares that cover the surface of the closed figure. And so using that definition, so we know that the area is the amount of space that it occupies, right? Another definition, which is more practical, tells us that the area of a shape is basically the number of square units that is inside of a shape. Okay, so basically, so if we want to find out the area of a shape and we are given the grid, right? All we need to do is basically count what? The number of what? Square units in what? Inside of the shape, and then we can be able to get it, right? So let's look at some examples. So let's say that each figure. All right, so let's say, for example, wait, I don't know too much. All right, can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So what did we say? We say that the area of the figure is the number of what? Square units, right? That covers the surface of the enclosed figure. So basically, the number of square units that could fit inside of the shape is called the area, all right? Basically, the area is the space inside of the circle. So if we want to figure out the area of the shape, what do you think your answer is going to be? Put your answer inside the chat, please. What do you think the answer for this one is?
24.
Put the answer inside the chat. Don't say it out loud. Gian. What's going to be the area, not the perimeter now, the area of the shape? Remember, for perimeter, we had the count, the square units around it. Now for the perimeter, we have to count the square units inside of it. So what do you think is going to be the answer for this one? Inside, put your answer inside the chat, please. What is going to be the area of the shape? Right, again, put your answer inside the chat for me, please. What's going to be the area of this shape? Again, put your answer inside the chat, please. What's going to be the area of this shape? All right, which y'all put in your answer? Which one for this one? 24, 24, 24. All right, 24. How did y'all get 24?
Because we count the
The
square
the grids inside.
Very good. All right, so let's look at it. So let's count inside and see what we have. We know that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So the answer for this one is going to be what? 24, what? 24, 24. Remember what it said, each one is a unit square, right? So 24 square, what? Units. Okay, that's going to be our answer, 24 square units. Or another way to write it is we can say 24. I want to get your own habit of seeing it like this. 24 units squared. So let's say units. Let me put the symbol 24 units squared. Let's say.
Mr. Petit, you join this?
Of course. 24 units squared. If you have graph paper, it would be good. You can just do it on your graph paper, but if you do not have graph paper, then you're just gonna draw it out.
Well,
All
I
right.
using the graph paper.
That's good. All right, so the answer for this one is 24 units squared. And how did we get 24 units squared? We got that by doing what?
Counting the box inside.
Counting the ones inside. All right. Does that make sense, Sarah? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Saria, does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Willon, do you understand how we got 24?
Yes, sir.
And Joseph, do you understand how we got 24?
See, Miss Petit,
Yeah.
can you explain that? Because I didn't get a chance to see.
Okay, all we did when we're trying to find the area, right? So the area is gonna be the number of square boxes we have inside. So how many square boxes do we have when you count it? How many do we have, Joseph, all together? When you count all of them? How many square boxes we have inside?
That's 24.
24. So the answer is 24 units squared because it's 24 units, 24 square units inside the box. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions before we go on to another example?
Mr. Petit,
Uh-huh.
can you say how we supposed to draw it again?
You can draw it either using a graph paper, or if you don't have a graph paper, you just have to use a ruler and draw the grid. All right, so let's move on. Let's do another example. Any questions on that? I guess not. So let's do the
No,
next. Let's do the next one. I want you to put your answers inside the chat. What is going to be the area of this shape, right, in square units? What's going to be the area of this shape in square units? Okay? It's going to be the area in the of the shape. Put your answers inside the chat, please. This is example 1, example 2. How are we going to find the area of this shape? Again, put your answers inside the chat. How are you going to find the area of this shape? Again, put your answers inside the chat for me. How are we going to find the area of that shape? Again, how are we going to find the area of that shape? Put your answers inside the chat for me, please. Again, how are we going to find the area of that shape? Again, put your answers inside the chat for me, please. Again, put your answers inside the chat. How are we going to find the area of that shape? All right, I only see only a few persons have answered. How about the rest of you all? Only a few persons have answered. Someone say 20 or 24. Oh. All right. The rest of you, where's the answer for the second one? Put your answer for the second one inside the chat, please. What you think the answer is going to be? Zaria, you had a question. I think you messaged me about something. Where's Zaria?
Right, Chair.
You had a question? Did you message me about something?
I asked to be excused.
Okay, what happened?
I don't need to go no more.
Okay. All right, so Namaya? Where's Namaya? Namaya Russell, are you there?
Yes, sir.
How did you get 20?
I got 20 by counting all of the
Square.
the squares. Yes, sir. I got them. I counted all of the blue squares inside of the shape.
Inside of the shape. Why inside and not around?
Because you're finding the area.
Okay. And not the perimeter. So if we wanted to find the perimeter, we had to count the squares around the shape. Anyone remember when we had to count the squares around it? We was doing a perimeter. You remember that?
Yes, I remember. I remember.
Okay, good. Now
Yes,
for this
sir.
one, we have to count the ones inside. So let's count the ones inside. And we have
1, 2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
5,
5,
6,
6,
7,
7,
8,
8,
9,
9,
10,
10,
11,
11,
12,
12, 13,
14,
14,
15,
15,
16,
16,
17,
17,
18,
18,
19,
19,
20.
and 20. Very good. And who all are 20? Let me know. Who all
I
are 20?
did. I
20.
did.
I got 20.
20 units.
I did.
Very good.
I got 20.
Very good. So what we're gonna write 20 units what? Units squared.
Square.
And the reason why it's units squared is because they are literally square units, right? And so units squared or squared units is the same thing. And so that's how we get it. So we have to count all of the squares on the inside of the shape, and that's how we're gonna get it. Do we understand how we got it, or we need to,
Yes, sir.
need to explain it again?
Understand.
Okay. Stacy, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about you, Shekinah? Do you understand? Shekinah, come on. Shekinah, are you there? Shekinah from Shekinah. Joseph, where's your sister?
Let me see.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And Chad, do you understand?
Yes, I do understand.
Okay. Santos,
Yes, sir.
you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Something like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What part of you that you don't understand? All we're doing is counting the sides. Samaya, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Sabria?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Rashid, do you understand? And Korai, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's her name? Korai, are you writing the notes properly?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
I know how you go. Are you writing them properly, sir? What's her name? Clement Knight. Clement. Where's Clement? Clement. Is Clement there? Okay, again, I got Clement. Okay, so good. So are we ready for the grade exercise? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so let's go ahead and do it. So grade exercise number 1 should be pretty straightforward. So functions. Each grid is 1 square unit. Find the area and square units of each figure. Right? Now with these figures, you're going to try your best to draw them because they're not the easiest figures in the world to draw. But try your best to draw them. All right? So number 1, this is number 1 right there. Again, try your best to draw these figures. Like I say, they're not the easiest ones to draw in the world. Number 2. This is number 2. And then number 3.
Ms. Petit, we have to draw these stairs stuff.
Yeah, you have to draw them. So take your time and draw them. I think the hardest part about this exercise is drawing this stuff. So I'm not going to give you all a lot, probably only 4. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so just those four. So this is number one. It's number two. If you have a graph paper, then you are very fortunate because you will be able to do it quickly. If you do not, then what you need to do is you need to draw this out. And for those, some professors might have a print at home, you can print out the slide. Chadney, you have a question?
No, sir, that was my mistake.
Aaron Claire, where's Aaron? Aaron Claire, are you there? Where's Aaron? Aaron, are you there? Aaron Claire. Can I come Aaron? Johnny, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
Did you send the notes in from yesterday?
No, sir, not all of them.
Because I don't see no notes from you. So you need to take a picture of your notes from yesterday and send it. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Angel. Angel, do you understand what to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what number are you on?
Number one.
Malik Rule,
Yes, sir.
please use a ruler. Use a ruler when drawing these things.
Yes, sir. I
Stop
found it.
Stop freehanding this thing. And Akiro, do you understand what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Ashton Webb, where Ashton? Ashton, um, Ashton, what number are you on?
Number three, sir.
Number 3, okay. Bethany, what number are you on?
Number two.
Number 2, you understand what to do?
Yes, sir.
And okay, that percent, what number are you on?
Number two.
Number 2. And Kate and George, what number are you on?
I'll go on number 2 right now, sir.
Okay, and Chai, what number are you on?
Number 2.
2. And China, what number are you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. Ciara Rackley, what number are you on?
Number 4.
Number 4. Good. Joseph, what number are you on?
Number two.
Joseph, say it again.
Number 2.
Good. Do you understand what to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, Ciara Reckley, what number are you on? Ciara Reckley, what number are you
Oh,
on? Tanisha, what number are you on?
Number 2.
2. Dion, what number are you on?
Number 3.
3. And you understand what to do?
Yes, sir.
Dwayne, Spill, what number are you on?
Number 1.
Number 1. You understand what to do, Dwayne?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Evanice, what number are you on?
Sorry, number 3.
Okay, no problem. Shion, what number are you on?
Number 2.
Number 2, good. Garvin? Garvin Lawrence, where's Garvin?
Number 2.
Garvin, did you send in your work from yesterday?
No, sir.
Say it again.
No, sir.
So why are you not sending your work, Garvin? You have to stop, you know. Make sure send in your work. Do you hear me, Garvin? Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, sir. I made some press video instead of you.
No, that's not the point. The point is you need to send in the work. That's what I'm trying to get at. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
But you keep on saying yes, sir, and I ain't get the notes yet. Send in the work, please. Garvin, Jabez, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3, good.
Mr. Pete, we supposed to like draw the holding and then do all little boxes and then
Yeah.
shape them, right?
Yeah, you need to if you have a graphing paper, you could use that. If you don't, and you have to draw it using a ruler.
Oh, okay. Well, I gotta start over there.
I mean, if you started, that's fine. But I'm saying, if you had a graph paper, then it would be better.
Okay.
Pardon?
Sorry. Yes, sir.
Jalen, what number are you on?
Number 2.
Number 3. Janelle, what number are you on? Number what?
Number 3.
Number 3, did you send an audio notes from yesterday?
Yes, so
Okay. Here is Danae's work. I have Jeremiah's work. Jeremiah, you have to draw the gradient. Not just the image, draw the grid. Where's Jevin, what number you on? Jevin, what number you on, Jevin?
Number 3.
Number 3?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Petit,
Mhm.
I doing the shit on the grid paper, but do I just send you the rough work and the answer?
Yeah, send me everything. Justin Cash, what number you on? Sabria, you have to draw the grid. Tiajne Bethel, what number you on? Tiajne Bethel, what number you on?
I am on number 3.
You understand what to do?
Yes, sir.
Kevin, what number you on?
Number 3, sir.
3. And Latavia Cooper, what number you on? Latavia, what number you on? And from Latavia, Malia, what number you on?
Number 3.
Malik Roll, what number you on? Malik Roll, what number you on? And from Malik Matthew, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. And Michael, what step, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. Okay, good. Nevaeh Wallace, what number you on?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, could I use the bathroom, please?
Yes, you can. Nevaeh Wallace, what number you on?
I just reached.
Okay. Do you understand how to get the answer?
No, so I wasn't here when y'all was doing, you know.
Okay, so basically, what you have to do, if you look carefully at this, you have to count the number of square units inside of the shape. All right, that's how you can get your answer. So for these ones, you have to count how many square units inside of it to get the area. You see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. And Namaya, what number you on?
Number
Number what?
3.
Number 3. You understand what to do?
Yes, sir.
And Olivia, what number you on?
Sorry. Number 3.
Number 2?
3.
3, okay. And Matthew, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. And so for those who are finished with this exercise, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, if you finish with the work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. All right. Bethany, thank you. How about the notes? Yes. Okay, good. All right, what number you? All right, what number you on? Okay, for those who are finished with the work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, for those who are finished, take a picture of the work and send it to me via WhatsApp. I only have a few from you all, so I'm waiting for the rest of you to finish. Stacy, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3, okay, good.
Mr. Petit, I know I might be taking a little long, but I about to go on number 4. I just trying to draw the boxes for sent.
All right, no problem. All right, so let's go over the answers. What do we have for number one? Number one, what do we have?
I have 33 squares.
33.
33?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else have any other answer for number one?
No, sir, I get 33 units.
33 square units. All right, let's
Yes,
count it.
sir.
So for number one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
But it's 33.
11. Another person got 33. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Wow, it's actually 33. 33. Very good. How many persons got 33 for this one?
I did. I did.
I got it.
33.
I did.
If you got 33, please put a
I did.
tick. Again, if you got 33, please put a tick. If you didn't get 33, then put an X on it. Again, how many persons got 33? Let me know.
I did.
I
got
did.
it.
I did.
All right, so let's do number two. What did we get for number two?
I get 40.
40?
Yes,
Anyone
sir.
else for number two?
Me too. I got 40. I got 40.
40, okay. Anyone else for number two? Anyone
I
else?
got 40.
Yeah, sir, I got 40 as well.
40? Okay, let's
I
count
have
it.
40.
Okay, let's count it and see. This is 1.
I also get 40.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Let me go with 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. All right, so the answer here is 40 square units. How many persons got that? 40 square units for this one.
I did.
I got that long time.
Awesome.
I did.
Good.
I did.
Very good. For those who are still working, take a picture. For those who are done, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, for those who are done, take a picture of your work and send it to me
I
via
shared
WhatsApp.
mine then right now, Mr. Badid.
Okay, good. All right, so let's do number 3. What do we have for number 3?
I get 39. 39.
39,
I get 39.
39. Okay, anyone else?
I got 39 too.
39.
I got 39.
Okay, good. Okay. All right, so let's begin. For this one, would y'all see I get 39? Let's see, we have 1,
Yes, sir.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and what, 39. Okay, so what that means is that for our square units, the area for us, the area for the shape is going to be what? 39, right? 39 square units. How many persons got this? For number 3, let me know.
I got it.
Very good. Anyone else got 39?
I got it.
Number 3?
Me too.
I got that.
Me too.
All right, good.
I got that.
Excellent. Now, how about number 4? What y'all have for number 4?
28.
28.
28. All right, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. So the answer for this one is going to be 28 square units.
I got all right.
How many persons got that? 28 square
I did.
units. All right. Right. All right, so my persons got all right. 4 to 4.
All right. Mr.
Hey, I did.
All right.
All right, very good.
I did too.
All right, excellent. If you think that you understand how to do these things, put I in the chat. If you think that you do not understand, then put N. But if you feel that you understand how to do these things, put I in the chat. But if you feel that you do not understand how to do these things, put N. All right, let me see who understands how to do these things. Again, take a picture of your work once you finish with it via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work once you finish with it via WhatsApp. And if you think that you understand how to do these things, put I. If you think that you do not understand, put N. Right? Right, so let's see. I still need everyone to answer inside the chat. Some of you are not answering inside the chat. Still need the rest of you to answer. All right, if you think that if you think that you understand how to do it, put I. If you think that you do not understand, put N. All right, so Sabria, Garvin, Matthew, Ciara, Marcus, Santos, Casey, Caden, Ebenezer, All right, most persons are saying that they do understand, so that's a good sign. Now let me ask the question. What happens when they do not give you a grid? Okay. So if they don't give you a grid, right? How are you gonna find the area if they don't give you a grid? Hello? Any ideas? So we know that the area is the amount of square units that a shape can contain. The area is basically the amount, the space inside of a shape. But what if they do not give you a grid? How do you think we're gonna get that? Okay. Any ideas? If they were
Draw
not
your
give-
own grid.
Draw your own grid. That would have been fun. No. Well, if they don't give you a grid, then you need formulas, right? So you use formulas. So area
Draw a box, then put the shape.
No, if they don't give you a grid, then you have to use the formulas for the area. So we're gonna be looking at two types of shapes, and we're gonna be given their formula. So if you,
But see, can you multiply, right?
yeah, if you are not given the grid, then in order to find the area of a shape, you must use formulas. Each shape has its own formula for finding the area. Let's consider.
You doing it again?
Let's consider two shapes and give the formula for finding the area. All right, so the first one is a square. So the area of a square is equal to the length of the square multiplied by what? The length of the square multiplied by what? Well, no, y'all acting like y'all don't know
The
this.
width?
Yeah, the width. And then for the rectangle, so area rectangle is equal to what? The same thing. The length of the rectangle multiplied by the width of the rectangle. Now it's important to note that the length is the longest side and the width is the shortest side. So just keep that in mind. So for a square, right, the area of a square is going to be length times width, and the area of a rectangle is going to be length times width, the same thing, right? So the area of a square and the area of a rectangle is the same thing. Now the question is, what is the difference between a square and a rectangle? What is the difference between a square and a rectangle?
A square, all sides are similar.
Say it again, for a square what?
A square, all sides are similar, and a rectangle, only two sides are similar.
Very good. For a square, all sides are equal, and for a square, all sides are equal, and for a rectangle, all sides are not equal. Only two sides are equal for a square. Let's look at this shape, and let's say that we have 4 centimeters. Remember, it is a square if what? All sides are what? All sides are equal. So if this is 4 centimeters, then what you expect the next side to be? 4 centimeters. And then what you expect the other side to be? 4 centimeters. What do you expect the other side to be? 4 centimeters. So if it's a square, all sides are equal. Now, how do we find the area of a square?
We multiply for the length times the width.
Multiply the length. And so what you saying? We're gonna add up all these?
No,
Add
we
up-
only do. We only.
You're saying we have to add up all them?
No,
you
not
saying?
all. Not all.
Okay. So the area of the
All.
square is gonna be what?
The
It's gonna be what?
area. You say the area of the square.
It's gonna be what?
The length times the times width.
Very good. The length of the square times the width of the square.
So that'd be 16. I mean 16 centimeters square.
Very good. So the area of the square is gonna be length times width. Okay. Length times width. Length times width. Now, what is the length of the square? What is the length of the square? 4 centimeters. What is the width of the square? Also 4 centimeters. And what is 4 times 4? It's going to be what?
16.
16. So the answer is 16 what? 16 centimeter squared. Always centimeter squared. Remember? Area is units squared. Remember? So it's 16 centimeter squared. Please don't forget the centimeter squared. So what did we do? All we did was we find the area of the square. How did we do that? Well, the area of the square is length times width. What is the length? The length is 4. What is the width? The width is 4. So it's 4 times 4. So let me explain what I'm saying. So the length is this side. That's going to be the length, right? So the length is your longest side, right? But the thing is, all these sides are the same, so it doesn't matter. So the length is 4 centimeters, okay? And the width, right? The width, right? The width is 4 centimeters. So length is 4 centimeters and the width is 4 centimeters. So the area is going to be what? Length, right? Times what? Times width. And so the answer is going to be what? 16 centimeters squared. Does that make sense? Or I need to explain it again.
That makes sense.
It makes sense.
Okay. So what we're doing is, notice we do not have a grid. Okay? We do not have a grid yet. Even though we do not have a grid, we still can find the area of the shape. How can we find the area of the shape even though we don't have a grid? Well, we have to do the length of the shape multiplied by the width of the shape. If it's a square, it's length times width, so it's going to be 4 centimeters times 4 centimeters, which is going to be what? 16 centimeters squared. Okay. Now let's do another example. But before we do another example, I want Tanaz. Tanaz, are you there? Tanaz, are you there? Where's Tanaz? Tanaz, are you there? Tanaz Forbes? I can't have from Tanaz for some reason. Oh, okay. I thought your mic is working. Janelle, are you there?
So, Mr. Petit, I can't use the grid paper when we doing it.
No.
I gotta use my book.
Yeah, just use your book. Yes, Janelle.
That's all.
How did we get 16 centimeters squared? How did we get that?
Because we times the weight and the length, which is 4 times 4 equals 16.
Very good, 16 centimeters squared. All right. Okay, so let's do another example. This time we're looking at a rectangle. Now for a rectangle, what's the difference between a rectangle and a square? What's the difference?
All sides are not equal.
All sides are not equal, very good. So for a rectangle, all sides are not equal, so means that one side is longer than the other, all right? And if one side is longer than the other, the longest side is what we call the length, right? So let's say that this one is 9 centimeters, okay? Let's say that this one is 5 centimeters. Let's say that this one is 5 centimeters. Let's say that this one is let's say that this one is this side over here. This side over here is also 5 centimeters. All right, so I want you to put your hands inside the chat. What do you think is the area of this rectangle? Put your hands inside the chat, please. What do you think is going to be the area of this rectangle? Put your hands inside the chat for me. It's going to be the area of this rectangle. Put your hands inside the chat for me, please. What's going to be the area of this rectangle? Again, put your hands inside the chat for me, please. What's that? What do you think the area of the rectangle is going to be?
Excuse me, Ms. Petit.
Go ahead.
May I use the restroom, please?
Yes, you can. All right, I only see a few persons have answered inside the chat. What do y'all think is the area of this rectangle? What's gonna be?
It's 40. It's 45.
45%.
Someone said 28. Shion, how you got 28?
Because I add everything.
Are we finding the perimeter or the area?
Oh yeah, the area.
The area,
What it is?
remember?
45.
Remember, this is
Square.
very important. This is very important. We're not finding the perimeter. Perimeter is when you add up everything. All right, we're finding the area. And just like how it's 745, the answer to this is 45. Kind of interesting, right? Cool. All right, so this is what? The length is what? What's the length? 9 what?
9.
9
9
centimeters.
centimeters. Is the length 5 or the width 5?
Length is 9 centimeters.
The length is 9 and the width is what? 5. Why is the width 5 and not 9?
Because
Because what?
the width is shorter.
The width is always shorter. The length is the longer side, the width is the shorter side. Good. Now, when we have 9 times 5, what's your answer going to be?
45 centimeters square.
Very good, 45 centimeters square. So the answer to this is we multiply 9 times 5, and then we get 45 centimeters square. And so that's how we do it. When they don't give you a grid, okay? When they don't give you a grid and you have to find the area, you find
I
the
understand
area.
now.
Yeah, you find
Mr.
the area. Yes.
Ask KJ how you get this.
One moment. So when we do 9 times 5, when we get 9 times 5, we get what? 45 centimeters squared. And so that's how we get the correct answer, by multiplying 9 times 5. And remember, it's centimeters squared, okay, not just centimeters. All right. Any questions on this? Are there any questions on this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. All right, so let's do a great exercise on this. We can do something not too long, but just something brief because we only have a few moments left. So are we done with this slide?
No, Mr. Petit.
No, you're not done with the slide. Okay. How many persons finished with this slide?
I finished.
I done.
Okay, good. So remember the length, right? The length is this side. This is the length. The length is going to be 9 centimeters. So this is the length. The length is always the what? Longest side. And obviously the width, right? The width. Let me put on this side. For the sake of consistency, the width is going to be the width is going to be the shorter side. So this is the width. Okay. All right, so the length is 9 and the width is 5. Okay. Now let's move on to a simple exercise on this, nothing deep. So great exercise number 1, or number 2 at that. Like I say, a brief exercise on this so that we can quickly move on to our sciences. I'm just going to give you 2 instructions. Use the area formulas to determine the area of the following shapes. Say that for the shape we have Say for this one now. Say for this side, we have 11 centimeters. Means that this is also 11. Say that for this one, we have 6 centimeters, which means that this side will also be 6. So for that one, I want you to tell me what is the area, right? What's going to be the area of the shape. And so we have shape here. Say that this one is 8 centimeters. Say that this side is also 8 centimeters. I say that this side is also 8 centimeters. And then finally, we know that this side is also 8 centimeters. And so if that's the case, then what is the area for number 1 and what is the area for number 2? Remember to use your area formulas to find out the answer. So number 1 and number 2, okay? Once you finish, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, once you finish with your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp, please.
Mr. Petit.
All right, for those who are finished with their work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, once you're finished with your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp.
Somebody had a question, Mr. Petit.
Okay, go ahead. I think Dion had a question, I think. So someone have a question? Again, does someone have a question? No? Yes? Again, once you finish with your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, once you finish with your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. All right, so how many persons are finished with this?
I am.
Okay,
I am.
all right.
Mr. Petit, I finished.
All right, good.
I going to send it to you right now.
Okay, good. All right, so what do y'all get for number one?
66.
What y'all get for number one?
66 centimeters square.
66 centimeters squared. First of all, is number one, is this a rectangle or square?
Rectangle.
It's a rectangle or square?
Rectangle.
Rectangle, very good. So what's the formula you're gonna
Rectangle.
use? You're gonna use area of rectangle, which is what? Length times width. What is the length and the width? It's gonna be what?
The length is 11 and the 6 is width.
Very good. And 6 is width. So it's gonna be length times width, which is going to be 11 times 6, which is going to be 7 times 6 centimeters, which is going to be equal to 11 centimeters times 6 centimeters, which is going to be what? 66 centimeters squared. Centimeters squared. Right? Can be of area of a square. The area of a square is going to be what? Also length times width, but what is the length in this case? 8, right? By the way, what y'all have for number 2?
Yes, we are 64.
64.
Okay. All right, and what is 8 times 8? 8 times 8 is going to be what?
64 centimeters square.
Very good, 64 centimeters square. How many persons got 64 for number 2?
I did.
I got it.
Very good. My persons got 66 for number 1.
I got that.
Very good. So
Okay.
my persons got all right. Anyone got all right?
I did.
Very good.
I got all right.
Very good.
I did.
Anyone else got all right?
Me.
All right.
I did.
Okay, excellent. For those who got all right, please put I in the chat if you got all right. Put I in the chat. Let me know who got all right. Let me see. But the first one is 64, 66, and the second one is 64. Please take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, for people who got all right, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. And if you got all right, put I in the chat. All right. We're going to transition over to health science and general science. Again, we're going to transition over to health science and general science. If you are doing those 2 subjects, you can stay. If you are not, then you can leave. Again, we're going to do health science and general science right now. Again, we're going to be doing health science and general science. If you are taking those subjects, please stay. If you're not, then you can leave. But if you are doing health science and general science, please stay. Because that's the subject we're doing right now. Hello, Kaden? Yes, Kaden? Wow. Yes, I can. Oh, okay, no problem. I can send you that. No problem. All right, so what's the last thing that we did in health science? We talked about what? Different types of diseases, right?
Pathogenic disease.
Pathogenic diseases. We looked at which type? Wasn't it fungi?
Fungi.
Yeah.
Plasmodium.
Plasmodium. And we said that we also look at candida. We also said that you can get a ringworm, and ringworm is caused by fungi or bacteria. Ringworm. What is ringworm caused by? You remember?
Fungi?
Fungi, yes. It's caused by fungi, which is Tinea, right? We also talked about, last week we also talked about, the protozoan, which is a single cell. We also talked about candida, which causes vaginal yeast infection. We talked about how worms are parasites and they live in the digestive tracts. Worms such as what? Flatworms. What else? Roundworms. Tapeworms, right? They can exist inside the body and cause harm. So now today we are finally done with pathogenic diseases. We have done deficiency diseases. We've done pathogenic diseases. Now we need to do the third type of disease, which is physiological diseases. And then after that, we're going to do the last type of diseases for this section, which is going to be hereditary diseases. But for now, we're going to be looking at physiological diseases. Okay, what does that mean? And stuff like that. So let's dive into the study. So the topic is, so the date is Tuesday, I set up properly, the 31st of October, 2023. The subject is, of course, health science. And the topic is definitely physiological diseases. Right, physiological diseases. That's what the topic is, physiological diseases. All right, so physiological diseases this is the broadest, right? The broadest category of diseases, as it consists of anything that physically goes wrong with the body. All right. So anything that could physically go wrong with the body, we call that, it can be under the category of physiological diseases. It's very broad, all right? So as you know, organs and stuff have different functions, right? So the main function of the eye is to help us see. The main function of the stomach is to help us to digest food. But what happens when there is disease? Or what happens when there is a malfunction? Well, when we have a deviation from its proper function, we call that a physiological disease. So this would include any organ, right? Or gland, cell, or system, right? Gland, cell, or system. In fact, all other diseases except those that affect the mind fit into this category. So it's a very broad category, right? Anything that affects an organ, anything that affects organs, glands, systems, right? All those different things that can happen, which affects the function of the organ or gland. This would be called physiological disease. All right. Now, let's say, for example, you get something happens to your bones, right? So physiological diseases, right, can extend from a broken bone or the hundreds of different types of cancers. Anyone ever heard about some of cancer before? Right?
Yes, sir.
So cancer is a physiological disease, right? So someone have cancer, that's one of the diseases that is termed a physiological disease. Now, the only thing that physiological disease does not cover is those diseases that affect the mind. So mental disorders and stuff like that is not considered, at least in this context, of physiological disease. But basically all other diseases, all other diseases, as a general rule, fit into the category of physiological diseases. Whether it's a broken bone, cancer, right? All those things fit into a physiological disease, basically a deviation from the proper function of the body. Now, the best way, now how can we prevent it? So how can we prevent physiological diseases? So the best way to prevent physiological diseases is to live a healthy lifestyle. That's the best way to prevent getting these physiological diseases. Now, when we say live a healthy lifestyle, what do we mean by living a healthy lifestyle? What does that mean? What do we mean by healthy lifestyle? What are some things that you can do? In fact, let me ask you all.
Eat healthy.
Eat healthy, okay. What else? Eat healthy.
Drink at least 8 cups of water.
Drink water, all right. What else? Someone said exercise, I think.
Exercise daily.
Exercise daily. What else?
Eat healthy.
Eat healthy, someone said that already as well. So how about getting enough rest? No one said that. How about that? So eating,
Because I think that's kind of hard to do.
I don't like rest.
it's hard to do, but
I be up till 5 in the morning
I
sometimes.
be up till 8.
what? Doing what?
On my phone.
It's
On
a,
your,
it's
on your phone doing what? Watching
plenty of things, but
plenty of things? Plenty of things like what? I don't understand. What are you doing? Are you like reading books, or are you doing like are you doing more math problems? Are you like reviewing your work? What are you doing?
she texted.
Oh, she's texting. Okay. So what you be doing, Kevin?
Date, watching movie, and sleeping.
Watching movie?
I'm talking to woman.
All right.
We need
best-
some time.
The best way to prevent is the healthy lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle includes the following practices. Habits, I should say. What are the following habits of eating? Of living a healthy lifestyle? Let's go over them. Eating healthy. That's eating your fruits and vegetables. What else? Exercising. Exercising regularly. What else? Drinking sufficient water. Drinking enough water. What else? Drinking enough water, eating healthy, exercising regularly, drinking enough water. What else? Sleeping on time. What else? What else we need? We need to exercise, water, drink enough water. How about getting sunlight exposure? Having regular visits to the doctor. Right, so those are just different ways that you can stay healthy. All right. Now, if you don't want to be healthy, what are certain things that you could do to not be healthy? If you don't want to, what certain things, what certain practices that you do that will not make you healthy?
Eat junk food.
Eating junk food. What else? Eating junk food, not sleeping on time. Say it again.
Not drinking enough water.
Or not drinking enough water, drinking alcohol.
I have a question. What time should we normally go to bed?
What time should you go to bed?
Yes, sir.
Well, the thing is that it depends. So the most important thing is that you should at least get 8 hours of rest. So
8?
8. You're supposed to get 7 to 8 hours of rest. Okay, so it depends. So basically, on average, you try to get at least 7 to 8 hours of rest. Now, let's say if you get a homework or if you have just some studying to do, obviously you're not going to be able to get that enough time to sleep because you have work to do. But as a general rule, you try to get those 8 hours in. But if you have an assignment, if you have to study, you better study, because at the end of the day, sleep could always be there, but But what's gonna happen is your grade is not always gonna be there. So make sure that even though you want to sleep, but you have to also make sure that you're getting good grades too. So it's a balance. So try to make sure that you make sure keep on studying so that you wouldn't have to cram. All right. So you study every day because so that at the end of the semester you wouldn't have to cram everything in one night. All right. So you're gonna try to make sure that you keep on studying daily so that in the time to take the exam, everything will come crushing on you. And that's why when you get homework, you don't want to do everything last minute. You know, you take it one step at a time and you do it. Now, sometimes, even though you do all of that, sometimes it's still a lot and you still have to, push yourself. In that case, that's fine because you have to push yourself. But as a general rule, a healthy person should get 8 hours of rest. But that's not always possible because, you have school work and, sometimes parents, they dealing with a baby and the baby crying all night. You can't say, oh, I need to get 8 hours of rest. So I'm just gonna leave the baby crying. No, sometimes it's not even possible to get all that hours in. But you try your best to make sure that you do it. And try your best to make sure that whatever you do, you are trying to aim towards that goal of making sure you get enough rest. Because if you don't get enough rest, then eventually you will die or quicker. That's just facts. All right.
So you die if you don't get enough rest because the brain tired?
Their life expectancy is shorter. But that means that people in general who don't get enough rest, they die quicker. That's a general rule. So the more hours of rest you can get.
So you're trying to tell me I can die faster?
Yeah, yes, that's facts. Like
I get 3 hours of sleep.
If you keep on not sleeping, then eventually your life expectancy is gonna be shorter than someone who gets their sleep on time. That's just facts. Like we don't need. That's not even deep.
Mr. Potato, I sleep all day. I don't sleep in the night.
Oh well, at least you're getting rest in. But if you don't get rest in, then what's gonna happen is you're not going to be able to function, right?
Well, I don't sleep at all, Mr. Potato. I gotta get.
Well, you need to get some rest. Otherwise, you're not on a good path. Now, like I say, there are periods where, where it's not possible to get enough rest, but you don't want to make that the norm, right? That's like an exception to the rule. But normally you should get your rest. Go ahead.
What if you just work to do anything and you just want to stay up and lay on your phone?
What if you what?
If you just want like sit up all night, like just be on your phone.
What, you doing that every night or just some nights?
No, if you're doing it every night.
Oh, every night is not good. You're not gonna die if you do it one night or 2 nights, but every night, no. All right. So the leading cause of death among Bahamian men is not a communicable disease. What do we mean by communicable? It means like a contagious disease. But rather prostate cancer. That could have been treated had it been diagnosed in time. So prostate cancer, right, is what's killing Bahamian men, right? prostate cancer is a physiological disease. Prostate cancer is an example of a physiological disease. All right. For women, what do you think is the leading cause of women dying?
Breast cancer?
No. For women,
Cancer?
no. For women, it is heart disease. And for all Bahamians, it is for all Bahamians is complicated by the high rates of diabetes. Now, what is diabetes?
When your blood sugar high.
Very good. When the blood sugar is high. Diabetes. We call that sugar. So what is happening? We have a lot of problems. The problem is we have heart disease, right, in women. And guess what? It's also complicated because Bahamians typically have diabetes and then couple that with hypertension. And what is hypertension? That's when you have
Blood
what?
pressure.
Blood pressure is high. Okay. So that's what? High blood pressure. By the way, all of these are physiological disease and obesity. What does obesity mean? I wonder what obesity means.
You're too fat.
I'll say like this, when you overweighted.
Okay, overweight and obesity is two different things. So overweight, someone can be overweight but not obese, right? So overweight is when your weight exceeds your normal weight at your height and at your like when your BMI is not right. So your body mass index is not proper for your height. So you have too much weight based on your height. All right. That's overweight. Obesity is when you are more than overweight. Your weight exceeds to a great degree your height at that particular age. So you have plenty of things happening. Your persons, they have cancer, they have diabetes, they have high blood pressure, and they're overweight or obese. And the reason it comes back to what? It comes back to the diet that we eat. All right. And so when we look at the Bahamian diet, it's full of what? We have too much of. We have too much what?
Sugar.
Too much sugar in the food,
Grease.
Too much
Too much
grease,
fat.
too much fat, right? Too much fried foods. The things that we eat are full of cholesterol, especially the seafood that we eat, high levels of cholesterol. And so all those things, and when you look at a typical Bahamian plate, you have macaroni, peas and rice, coleslaw, potato salad. Because you have the chicken, you have like the whole spread, and when you look at it, there's no salad, no vegetables, none of that stuff. Right? It's just a bunch of fatty, greasy stuff. I mean, mind you, it tastes good, but that doesn't mean it's the best thing for the body. So there's a big difference between something that tastes good and something that is good for the body. Just be careful with that. So what do we need to do? All these are different types of, all of these are examples of physiological diseases. And like we say, physiological diseases, you can easily correct them by eating healthy and living a healthy life. How many persons know someone inside their family, or you just know someone either from work, family, school, or church, whatever, who have either prostate cancer, hypertension, obesity, or diabetes or heart disease? Anyone know? Anyone?
Sugar, I have that question.
Okay. Anyone know anyone like that?
Yes, sir.
I know diabetes.
You know someone with diabetes? All right.
I know some.
You know someone? So probably we all of us have at least seen. Probably all of us have at least seen a person with at least one of these, either heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, obesity, or prostate cancer. It's all over in the Bahamas, especially in the Bahamas. We have that problem. All right. So what can we do? Well, exercise, a healthy, balanced diet, and frequent doctor visits. Can help us to have a healthier nation and help Bahamians to have longer lifespans, right? To have longer lifespan. All right, so that brings us to the end of it. So once you finish with this, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp again. Once you're finished with this, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, once you finish with this, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp.
I send the notes to you. Can I leave?
All right. So once you're done with this, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Then we're gonna move over to general science. All right. Someone had a question? I think someone.
I said I'm finished with the notes. Can I leave?
You don't do general science?
No, sir.
Okay, you can go.
Mr. Petit, I'm not taking general science.
You only doing health?
Yes, sir.
Did you send in your notes as yet?
Yes, sir, I did.
Pardon?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, yes, you can go. All right, so good night. All right, so the next step we're going to be looking at is, so we looked at, let's move on to general science. So for general science, we looked at, by the way, let me put this, I'm going to put a picture of this note inside the chat so you can dig up, you can have it for your reference for those who are still working with this. Now we're going to move on to general science. So let's head up. Gonna be last thing for the night. For Tuesday, the 31st of October, 2023. The subject is, of course, health, general science. General science. The topic is other kingdoms. Other kingdoms. Again, the topic is other kingdoms. Again, the topic is other kingdom. All right, so let's look at this. So please write this down. Some kingdoms, right, are neither plants nor animals, right? They may be placed in one of three kingdoms below. So usually when we in primary school, we think about things as, oh, this one is plants and this one is animals. So for example, give me an example of 3 plants that you know of. 3 plants. Maybe you can think of.
Pardon me?
Give me an example of 3 plants. 3 plants that you know of.
What do you mean by that? Poison ivy?
Plants, any type of plants. And then it would be considered a part of the plant kingdom.
Shepherd needle.
Shepherd needle, yellow elder, lignum vitae, dandelion, hibiscus, right? All of those ferns, aloe, right? Cerasee, all of those are part of the plant kingdom. And give me an example of 3 things that would be considered a part of the animal kingdom.
Tiger,
tigers,
panda,
panda bears. What else?
Elephant.
Elephants, right? All those things can be considered to be a part of the animal kingdom, right? So when you think about it, people typically think about, oh, it's just plants and it's just animals. Now there are some organisms that don't fit precisely into any of those categories. We'll be talking about today 3 organisms that don't fit either plant or animal. They are just their own kingdom. Okay. So the first kingdom that we'll be talking about would be the bacteria kingdom. The bacteria kingdom. So obviously the bacteria kingdom, I think they're pretty straightforward. Everyone know what a bacteria is. The first thing that we know about bacteria is that they are very what?
green,
Bacteria, they are very what?
Small.
Very small, very small. And so that means that we only can see them using a what?
Microscope.
Microscope, very good. So they are very, very, very small. Okay. We call them microscopic animals, right? Microscopic organisms. We can only be seen with a high power microscope. So they're very small organisms. Anyone ever looked through a microscope before? Or saw a microscope in school?
yes, sir.
I never did before.
Yes,
No?
sir.
Yes, some have ever done it before. So if you're looking at a bacteria, you're trying to figure out like how a bacteria look. Like they are very small. And this is how they look underneath the microscope and stuff like that. There's different pictures showing them bacteria. Okay. Bacteria cell, stuff like that. The flagellum to help them to float and stuff like that. But they are very small, just like a cell. All right. And they look funny. Some of them even look scary, right? But as you can see, look at this, right? Bacteria, like kind of weird, the way they look, but but they are this bacteria. Okay, so let me just put the image here. Bacteria. All right. So bacteria, some of them, by the way, not all bacteria are bad, right? Some bacteria some bacteria actually is good for the body. Did you know that? You have some good bacteria and you have some bad bacteria. All right. But the issue about bacteria is that, like we say, they're small.
You have some with a spite or sickness.
Yeah, some are actually good for us, right? And it's like they help to digest food. Okay. So they consist of a single cell, right, with a wall and no proper nucleus. Okay. I mean, know what a nucleus is, I hope, but a nucleus is basically the brain of a cell. All right. But the bacteria is a single cell organism and doesn't have a proper nucleus. Now, where can we find bacteria? Bacteria could be anywhere. It could be in the air. All right. It can be in the water. Where else? It can be in the soil. And it can be inside the bodies organisms. So they can be inside the water, they could be in the air, they can be in the soil, or they can be inside the bodies of organisms, right? Because they're so small. Right? Now, when something is decaying, you ever see like a dog on the side of the road that's decaying, or maybe a cat on the side of the road that's decaying, right? Anyone ever saw that before?
Mr. Petit,
No?
it's decaying.
Yeah, you ever saw a dog decaying?
Me
Yes.
dying?
Decaying, not dying, decaying.
Decaying
Like
is the
they're
poison.
already dead. They're already dead, and they are just rotten, basically.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what do you think helps with the rottening process? What do you think?
Bacteria.
Say again.
Bacteria.
Bacteria. Okay. Yes, bacteria does help to be in the rotting process. All right. So bacteria helps with the rotting process. So
What about antibiotics?
antibiotics? Antibiotics, they give you that to fight off certain things, to fight off bacteria, but sometimes the pathogens becomes resistant to bacteria. I mean to antibiotics, and so that becomes a problem. But they use antibiotics to basically help stop against the pathogens. So the bacteria help to decompose, right? The bodies. So they have their function. They have to decompose the bodies of plants and animals. So they help to cause decay. They help to cause decay, right? Decaying is basically rotten. And then we have another thing about then we have many of them cause these or spoiled food. Okay. Now, like I say, some of them are actually beneficial. Some are beneficial because they can live in the digestive system and help to digest food. Okay, like I say, so some of them are actually beneficial and help to digest food. So examples, right? Examples of bacteria would be E. coli, right? Then you have coliform, and then you have salmonella. Those are examples of bacteria, right? So Let me ask Tanaz. Tanaz, are you there? Yes, Tanaz. Tanaz, are you there?
Yes, sir.
How big is a bacteria? How big are they? Tanaz, how big are bacteria?
They are very small because they
Yeah.
can only be seen with a high power microscope.
Very good. Somaya, are you there? Where's Somaya? Jana from Somaya. Shekinah, are you there? Shekinah, come on. Shekinah, are you there? Jana from Shekinah. Shadney, are you there? Shadney?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. What do you need to use in order to be able to see a bacteria?
You need to use a high power microscope.
Very good. And Sabria, does a bacteria consist of one cell or many cells? One cell. Korai, is it true or false that bacteria helps with spoiling food? Say it again.
Is it true or false that bacteria help in swallow food?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. Okay. For those who are finished with the notes, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, for those who are finished with the notes, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Michael,
Yes, sir.
are all bacteria harmful?
No, sir.
Okay. What does some help to do?
Fight off diseases for the body.
Fight off diseases for the body. I mean, according to the notes. What does some help to do?
To help digest food.
Help digest food. Very good. Malia Rule.
Yes, sir.
Give me an example of a bacteria. Give me an
You
example.
can hear me, right?
I can hear you, yes. Give me an example of a bacteria.
E.
E. coli.
E. coli, yes, sir.
Very good. Garvin. Where's Garvin?
Yes, sir.
Bacteria can occur in the air, the water, the soil, and what other place?
Bodies?
Inside the bodies of organisms. Very good. Janelle.
Yes, sir.
Are all bacteria harmful?
Pardon?
Are all bacteria harmful?
No, sir.
Okay. For the ones that are beneficial, what do they help to do? Hello? Janelle? For the ones that are beneficial, what do they help to do?
Oh, because they live in water, they can live in the digestive system and to help to digest food.
Very good. Dwayne Slow, where's Dwayne? Dwayne, are you there? Where's Dwayne?
Excuse me, Mr. Pradeep.
Yes.
I ain't taking general science.
You can leave. Dwayne,
Pardon?
you can leave. Dwayne, where's Dwayne Slow? Dwayne, where's Dwayne? Carolyn from Dwayne. Carolyn Mitchell, where's Carolyn Mitchell? Are you there, Carolyn? Carolyn Mitchell, are you there? Is there a Carolyn Mitchell in this class? Carolyn Mitchell? Okay, for those who are finished with their work and already taking a picture of it, you can leave. If you already sent me a picture of your work, you can go.
I done say it, Mr. Petit. Good night.
Good night.
Hi, Mr. Petit. I already sent my notes.
All right, good night. Good night. For those of you who are still working, you can. Marnie, please stay back. For those of you who are still working, then you can stay.
I sent my notes, Mr. Petit.
All right,
Mr. Petit, I sent my notes. Good
All right,
night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
Good night.
Mr. Petit, can you let me screenshot the first health science so I could get the notes on, please?
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right, once you finish, you can go.
Mr. Petit.
Yes.
I sent her work.
All right, no problem.
Mr. Petit, I sent you my health science and general science notes already.
All right, no problem.
Good night, Mr. Petit.